Welcome back, people. There are coding languages and software packages that are best suited for one or a few of the activities a data analyst has to do. Some are great for gathering and collecting data. Others can be really helpful when doing pre-processing. And some tools are great for visualizations. However, integrating several solutions is not always possible. While when you can do that, it is associated with a cost in terms of time and efficiency. Taking into account the responsibilities and requirements of the data analyst job, it would be much easier to go through all the analytical steps with a single software tool. Perhaps there's just one that does the job, one that is rich enough in terms of features and is extremely reliable, one which is what you need to end up with a high-class complete analytic work. This is the Python programming language, or just Python for short. Throughout the course, we will provide detailed technical explanations for all the Python techniques we'll employ. As a general principle, we will use plenty of its built-in capabilities to collect and import data. Also, we will use the Pandas library, particularly for the data cleaning part. Next, the impeccable computation abilities of NumPy will help us pre-process information according to best practices. At the last stage of the work of a data analyst, the matplotlib and Seaborn packages will allow us to visualize our work professionally. Naturally, applying these ideas in practice isn't straightforward. The libraries we mentioned interact with the built-in Python capabilities in a specific way. It takes patience and experience to exploit such subtleties optimally. That's why the desire to achieve that level of expertise should act as another main guideline throughout this course. There are also other benefits of using Python. One of them is its large area of applicability. More precisely, if you disregard any technical descriptions and explanations for a minute and consider Python literally as a tool, it is worth noting that it can be used in other programming, analytical, or IT jobs. For instance, data engineers can take advantage of it while improving the performance of your code. Data scientists can use it for building predictive models. Web developers can create websites with it, and so on. My point is that Python will not only satisfy your needs as a data analyst, it will also have synergies when interacting with people from other professions, such as data engineering or data science, for example. To complete our motivation for unquestionably choosing Python, here's a short technical definition and description. Python is an open-source, general-purpose, high-level programming language. Without getting into details, we can briefly touch upon the meaning of these adjectives. Open source means it is free. Python has a large and active scientific community with access to software's source code that contributes to its continuous development and upgrading, depending on the user's needs. This has led to its availability for all major operating systems, Windows, Mac, and Linux. So, here we can conclude that Python is a free cross-platform language that is constantly being updated. General purpose means that it is intended to provide solutions for all types of problems, not just the ones of a data analyst. Also, considering its interoperability with other programming languages, Python can be applied in a broad set of fields such as data analysis, data analytics, data science, machine learning, business intelligence, finance, economics, and so on. High level is a slightly more technical expression. Broadly speaking, computers can run programs written in low-level languages only, also called machine languages. Here, you can imagine code containing ones and zeros. Therefore, high-level means employing syntax that is close to human logic, which makes the language much easier to learn and implement. The code you write will be interpreted into a lower-level language only later. In other words, it will be transformed into ones and zeros so that the computer can execute the relevant operation. Thus, a high-level language allows the programmer to focus on the task at hand, instead of trying to figure out unreadable lines of code. All right. In conclusion, Python is a very powerful programming language with an intuitive syntax that can cover all parts of the data analyst's job. It can also expand your focus towards the next steps of the analytic process, which is to be predictive and prescriptive about the future performance of a company. If any of the terms we used in this lecture was unclear to you, I'd say, don't worry. Throughout the course, we'll be providing the relevant definitions while constantly assisting you on your way to becoming an independent user of Python and its libraries. But before going through all their fundamentals, we need to have set up the relevant coding environment. That's what we'll deal with in the next section. Thanks for watching.